Hey gang, Jose with Sailing Vessel Reverie. As promised, here's a video on the different shaft seals. And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, it all started when I found this on my boat. And as I was cleaning around it, I bumped it and it started leaking, and then it sealed itself. And I figured I better learn about shaft seals very quickly and share that information with you, because I went through a lot of videos to look for information, and none of the videos really get down to answer the question. So, basic question: how many shaft seal styles there are? And actually, there are four main seals that you're going to find. One is a packing gland with a hose. You're going to find a contact dripless shaft seal, and it requires a spring-loaded hose to keep the pressure on this metal ring in order to make it not leak. And then you have shaft seals that are dripless. That means that there is no water coming in and there are no contact points. So the seal is inside the component, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that. So I went over to my friends over at General Propeller, and no, I'm not being sponsored by them, but they answer a lot of questions for me. They help me out, not only with this, but everything else that below the waterline that I was getting for Reverie. So I asked them if they could, share a few minutes on the different shaft seals, and they gracefully agreed to do that. So I'm sharing that information with you, and hopefully that'll help you make a decision as to what shaft seals will work well for your boat. Which ones will fit, because there are space requirements that you need, and can you carry spares? Which is a very nice feature. You don't have to take the boat out of the water in order to change the seal if for some reason that seal is leaking. So let me show you a little bit about what I found out. Over here at General Propeller. Hey guys, Jose here with Sailing Vessel Reverie. I'm here with Pablo Soto of General Propeller. He was kind enough to help me find a lot of the parts I needed to work on my refit. And one of the things that took a lot of time was looking for a shaft seal. So what we're going to do is show you kind of some of the different shaft seals that are available in the market and why we ended up choosing the one we chose. So I'm going to get behind the camera so Pablo can talk safely, keeping our COVID distancing, and we'll walk through the different shaft seals.
Hi. So basically there are different types of seals in the market right now, and different companies that make them. Traditionally, the most common seal is a packing box. It's composed by the clamps. You have a spot nut and a thin nut, your hose for your stern tube, and the seal is actually wax material that goes cords of ropes of wax material that go inside here. And then typically this seal is going to be used in a lot of commercial applications because people don't want to use the other seals that require water on. You are going to have a drip of water, so your bilge is going to have water at all times. It's a regulated amount of water, so the other seals that we have are called dripless. Different companies make them. This one's created by manufactured by PYI, and this is the PSS shaft seal. This seal requires a compressed length, so you basically gotta install this, and your contact here is gonna seal the water coming inside the boat. You have to have a compressed length, so you have to graduate the length of this hose, convoluted hose. There are O-rings in this system. The only way you can change the seal is you have to remove the shafts, or it's recommended to remove the shaft, both out of the water and all that good stuff. You have one fitting of water, so you can get this water coming from any heat exchange on the colder side to lubricate the seal. And then you have the O-rings, a carbon material puck and a metal puck. And this is basically your seal. This is constantly rotating on the shaft. This is static and this is constantly rotating. So you are going to have friction between these two parts.
So that would be a contact seal?
Yes, yes, okay. Contact seal. This is the Sure Seal system. It's made by Tides Marine. It uses a mechanical seal or a lip seal inside for the water seal system. Typically, it requires an assemble length, or actually a minimum distance from your stern tube to your seal area in order to fit this. So you cannot cut this hose to length or do any kind of modification, so that the part actually serves its purpose and its engineering. It has two fittings for water support. Usually when bought in pairs, you're going to have a kit that makes you do the loop from one engine to the other. And if you ever run out of water in one engine, being that you stall an engine and there's no water flow in there, the one engine working will supply water to that side, avoiding the seal to burn and deteriorate. Very good seal. They upgraded from the strong seal to the Sure Seal. They do not recommend you to use parts mixed up, evidently. This system has an upgraded housing, and they recommend you that if you have an extended amount of time on your strong seal, you change the whole outfit to this type of seals. Another thing or feature that this seal has is that you can actually put extra carrier seals on the shaft, so that you can change at any moment and the seal, so that you don't have to wait until your next haul out to change the seal. So you basically you open this housing, extract the old seal, cut it, and slide in the new seal using this applicator. So based on space, you can put 2 or 3 seals on the shaft. The one thing is the shaft rubs on the seal, and that's the one thing that you don't have compared to this type of seal, which is a contact seal. Another company that we have been working with is Glide. Excellent company. They fabricate or manufacture a lot of parts for the ski industry, but they also have the capabilities of doing any seal that you want. They will custom make something if you are lacking of space or are looking for an extra thing on your system. You can talk to the guys over there at Glide and they will help you out. Water inductions there too. This is an applicator, so that when you are putting the seal on, this helps you not damage the seal while putting the whole system in place. In this particular one, you have a split ring, so you can open this and get your seal in and out if you ever want to change it. The hose is designed as well as the Tides with a convoluted area, so you can, so you have your engineering water flow effectively on that shaft to avoid any problems.
Thank you, Pablo, for your help. So for my particular application, my boat came with the first generation of the PYI, which did not have the water fitting. So I didn't know anything about dripless until I found out my boat had one. And the reason I found out is because I was cleaning the area around the shaft seal and I bumped it. And of course water came out, and initially I panicked, but then it sealed right away. So it didn't let any water in, but it's still a contact system. So if you don't set up your wheel properly, and you have the proper level of compression here, you run the risk of this sliding over time with the shaft spinning and then creating a leak. So you have to be very careful with the installation. But the one that's been on my boat's been there for years. I mean, I'll show you what it looks like, and it's still working properly. I have a lot of folks that advise me, to go back to the standard, and this never fails, and you can change it while on the way. But I have a shallow bilge, so I don't want a bunch of water accumulating in little puddles everywhere on the boat. So that's why we went with the dripless system. But I wanted something seal. Initially, I wanted the Tides Marine. Problem is the distance from the stern tube, which is the very lip of the stern tube, to the shaft coupler. I only had 7 inches to work with, and this on the smaller sizes you still need about 7.5 inches, because remember, you got to install the shaft, slide this in, secure it, and then you need enough shaft to get your shaft coupler back in, and then slide the shaft all the way into your transmission. So I couldn't use this particular system because you cannot cut the hose. So that kind of kept me from going with the Tides Marine. So we kept, Pablo said, well, you want to look at the next generation, which was Glide. Glide made a size that was still dripless. It still allows the change, on the water. So I can change the seal without having to take the boat completely out. And it would fit in that 7-inch space. So key measurements: what is your stern hole pipe, the stern tube? What is the outer diameter, because you need to order that? What is the diameter of your shaft? And then how much distance you have between the very end of the stern tube and your shaft coupler. If you look at the pages, they'll tell you what is the minimum required space for you to be able to install the proper tool. So this kit is going in Reverie. This section, if you can see it there, is going to slide about 1.5 to 2 inches, and then we'll have 2 clamps going in. This applicator, once we slide it on the shaft, and I'll put that on a different video, will come out. And then I'll have my spare seal, and you notice this upper cap is a 2-piece cap. So once I take this out, of course water is going to come in when I'm replacing the seal, but it's a quick process. I'm not going to flood the boat while I'm just pushing and taking the seal out, cutting it, and sliding the new seal in place. And they'll stay on the shaft for as long as I'm probably going to own the boat. So these things are supposed to last 7 to 10 years, and maybe with the extra seal I'll get another 10 years out of it, so in 20 years. So that's it for today. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted that I couldn't do with the Tides was, like Pablo said, you have the carrier. So when you have the system mounted, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have your shaft going through the middle. So you open this casing, and you can see inside the seal is just right in there. It's just to protect it. And then you basically take this 5 screws out and slide it in. So it would need even more space with the additional carrier and with the additional seal, which is why I couldn't, as much as I wanted to, I couldn't use it because I don't have the space. So on most sailboat applications, you're going to have that as a challenge. So make sure you measure twice. Make sure you have the right measurements before you go. But there are systems for any use, and I'm pretty comfortable that even if I have a problem, I can fix this type of system well underway and not sink. So thank you so much, Pablo. Thank you for coming over. Get my mask back on. Pablo
you.
Soto, General Propeller, here in Bradenton, Florida. Thank you so much for all the help. He's been chewing his ear now for about a month, getting our prop, our shaft, our strut, and you know, all the neat parts we're going to put back on Reverie as we're getting the refits.
You can visit our website if you need anything. It's generalpropeller.com. Very easy, simple way to buy stuff. You can call us if any questions as well.
It's a very cool website, by the way. So thank you so much, guys. See you around.